Okay, we'll look at some of the homework problems that are in section 12.4, and there are only 3 homework problems that I've assigned out of that section. All right, let's look at problem number 1, where it says here, if triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR, you want to find QR and PR. Okay, now we're given the lengths for AB and for each side in triangle ABC, but we're only given the length for one side in triangle PQR, which is QP, which is going to be 12. QR, I'm going to find out what that is. First, I'm going to let X be the length of QR and Y be the length of PR. Let's start with QR here. Now, let's look at the corresponding sides and set up a proportion. AB is proportional to PQ, as you can see, because I have lengths of 9 for AB and a 12 for PQ. So I'll set that proportion up as 9 over 12, and that's equal to, now I'm trying to find out what QR is going to be. Now its corresponding side is BC. So I'm going from the small to the large. That means I have to go from small to the large as well. So this will be 15 over X. Okay, so I have 9 over 12 is equal to 15 over X. Now if I do cross multiplication here, I'll have 9X is equal to 12 times 15 is 180. So I have 9X is equal to 180, and then divide both sides by 9. The length of X is equal to 20. But here X is the length of QR, so that means that QR has a length of 20. So now I need to find out what PR is going to be. I'm letting Y be the length of PR in this case. Now I can still use 9 over 12 because AB is still proportional to PQ, so those lengths are given, so I'll use 9 over 12 still, and that's going to be equal to, this time, the corresponding side for PR is AC, which is 12. Again, I'm going from the small to the large, so that means I need to do 12 over Y as that proportion as well. So I have 9 over 12 is equal to 12 over Y. And all I need to do here is just do the cross multiplication here to get 9Y is equal to 144. And then divide both sides by 9. You get 9 is equal to 16. So the length of Y, or the length of PR in this case, will be 16. Okay? So that's how we will set up that particular problem as proportions. Okay? Number 2 is this. Find the distance, which is D, across the river. Assume that the triangles are similar and the ratio of D to 90 feet is the same as the ratio of 160 feet to 40 feet. Okay? And here's that figure that we're talking about here. Okay, and again, we can set up that particular proportion here, that the ratio of D to 90 feet is going to be the same. Well, let's say D over 90 is going to be the same, so that's equal to 160 to 40. So it'll be 160 over 40. Now, if you want to reduce 160 over 40, you can. And that's the same as saying D over 90 is equal to, let's see, 4 over 1. That would be much easier to do, because when you do the cross multiplication here, 1 times D, that's going to be D, and it's equal to 90 times 4, that's 360. So the distance across that river will be 360 feet. And then finally, number 3, how high is the tree that casts a 24-foot shadow at the same time a 6-foot pole casts a shadow which is 9 feet long? And you want to round to the nearest tenth. Okay, in this case here, sometimes drawing a figure would help. If I have a tree, now here I'm trying to find the length of that tree, or the height of that tree, that's going to cast a 24-foot shadow. So that shadow is 24 feet. And then I have a 6-foot pole, let's say a flagpole, and its length is 6 feet. It casts a shadow of only 9 feet. Okay, now the way that we can set up that proportion is this. The height of the tree to the length of that shadow, that will be x over 24. That's going to be the same as the height of the flagpole to the shadow, 6 over 9. Okay, I'm going to reduce 6 over 9 to 2/3, so I'm going to have x over 24, that's equal to 2/3. And then do cross multiplication. That means I have 3x is equal to 48. Divide that by 3, you'll get x is equal to 16. So in this case here, the height of that tree is going to be 16 feet. Okay, this should be enough to assist you with the homework problems out of Section 12.4 that you should find on the MyMathLab.